Back to Sports Day here on Fox Sports News. I'm Natalie Yanidis. Well, Mexican star and middleweight king Canelo Alvarez is on top of the world once again after moving up 2 weight classes to knock out Sergey Kovalev for the WBO Light Heavyweight Championship. Joining us now is boxing commentator Paul Upham. Paul, welcome to you. Canelo has now won 4 titles in 4 different weight divisions. It's quite a remarkable achievement. What did you make of the fight and his performance?
Oh, it was such an impressive performance moving up in weight, and also the way he did it, to have that knockout in the 11th round with his fans screaming there. We were watching live on Main Event, the event there in Las Vegas, and it had such great atmosphere. And I was really impressed because, as you could see the footage, the way they weighed in, and in the ring, Kovalev, much bigger fighter, much bigger man, had the height and reach advantage, but it just showed again in boxing, ultimately it's the skills and the ability of Canelo Alvarez, and he certainly got it. His punching power was crisp. He started off a bit slow, and there was a few people out there on social media who thought maybe that Kovalev was actually winning the fight. He probably threw more, double the amount of punches through round 10 that Canelo did, but in the end it's the clean scoring punches which we count in boxing, and Canelo had him. He was ahead on 2 of the judges' cards. There was a draw after round 10, and in round 11 he just finished him off and knocked him out, and it was an eye-catching knockout. And interesting, 18 years ago today, Zab Judah was knocked out by Costa Tszyu to become undisputed world champion. That was history-making, and for Canelo Alvarez this was a history-making win which sets him apart from his peers today.
Okay, well, you mentioned history making. Just where does this victory stand in boxing history?
Look, it's always one thing to become an undisputed world champion, but to move up through weight classes and continue winning world titles, that probably sets you apart. And we've seen that done by Manny Pacquiao over the years, that he's been up and won through the weight classes. And for the Canelo Alvarez, there's only 4 men in history, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, Mike McCallum, who've won super welterweight, middleweight, super middleweight and light heavyweight world titles. So in the history of boxing, for 4 men to have only done that, that just shows you how hard it is. He's the star of boxing today. People love him around the world. His record now, 53 wins, 1 loss, and the only loss was to the great Floyd Mayweather Jr. There was no shame in that. Canelo Alvarez is probably the best of his generation right now, and people will say maybe he's the best Mexican fighter of all time.
So what's next for the 29-year-old? Surely he doesn't have another weight division in him. He's already got 4. Surely that's not going to be the case.
I think you're right. I can't see him going up to cruiserweight or heavyweight. He doesn't have the height. He probably may go back down in weight to middleweight or super middleweight. The probably 2 key fights out there at super middleweight is the undefeated Englishman, Callum Smith, 26 wins, no losses. That would bring a huge UK audience, would make him a lot of money. And of course, back at middleweight is his old rival, Gennady Golovkin. There was a lot of controversy in their first 2 fights. The draw first time around, and then Canelo won a controversial points decision in some people's eyes in their second time. So I think the fans would like to see a 3rd fight with Golovkin. Canelo's left the door open, but whatever it's going to be, he's going to be making decisions now. He's the star, he's the king of boxing, and we can't wait to see him again.